Well, hello there and welcome to another edition of Life on Board Amy Joe, although rather we're not actually on board today. As you can see, we're out on the towpath for a change. We're doing a silver fox and doing our intro from the towpath for once, but welcome to the vlog, and today's a really special day for us, Chris, isn't it? Eh?
It is.
Yeah, it's been all across the media. Everybody's been wishing you congratulations. So you're starting what? Your first day of retirement?
First day of retirement and continuous cruising. I would like to thank everybody that sent me all wishes. I've tried to read all the comments, but there are just thousands of them. And the boat is still full of flowers and
bottles of Prosecco
bottles,
and boxes of chocolates.
Trying to find a home for everything on the boat is a major task, I tell you. I've got bags upon bags that I just keep having to move.
And we have to keep stepping over them and moving them off the bed and putting them back on the bed. And,
I've got all the time in the world now to sort that out.
She can have a box of chocolates every day for 2 weeks and a bottle of Prosecco every night for a week. Not that we're boozers, but there you go.
No.
So today, folks, is our first day of our major summer cruise, and this is going to be the longest cruise we've ever done, so really looking forward to this. And we're headed off down the Shropshire Union Canal to start with, and the astute among you that know this area are saying, but you're facing the wrong way, Steve. Well, that's because we've been moored up at the Shady Oak now for 4 or 5 days, and we're going to go into the marina to start with, and we're going to use the services in there. We're going to top up with diesel, do the pump out, all the usual stuff that you do, and the water.
And catch up on the washing.
Catch up on the washing while we can. And then we're going to come back out the marina. We're going to retrace our steps back past the Shady Oak. But this time, we're just going to keep going. And going. And going. And going.
Yeah.
So, sit back and relax and enjoy us on the cruise, and we'll talk to you later. Just a few of the flowers that Chris got for her retirement. We've managed to fit them all in a vase, or 3 vases. And the balloon actually says, goodbye tension, hello pension. Now she's busy cataloguing all this lot, which she's got, would you believe, from her colleagues at work and the pupils at the school. But, she's got so many presents, she's got to write down what they all are. Our route today will see us leaving Tattenhall Marina and retracing our steps past the Shady Oak, then on to the first of 5 locks, being Walton Lock, then Beeston Iron Lock, Beeston Stone Lock, Tilston Lock and the Bunbury Staircase. After that we'll be passing the Calverley Visitor Moorings and the services there, and then moving on past Barbridge Junction to finish off at the Barbridge Inn. This is a total distance of 8 miles. There are 5 locks, 9 bridges, and it will take us 4 hours 37 minutes. Did the cruise. We're heading up towards the marina at the moment to do the services, but true to form, it started raining. So here's a tip: look out for when Amy Jo is moving. You're guaranteed rain. If she's moored up, you can cruise safely without getting wet. How's that? Well, we've made it into the marina and we're now filling up with water, but there's nobody here to help us with the pump out and diesel at the moment, so we're just hanging around till somebody turns up. They are in, it's just nobody here at the moment. So while we're in, we'll fill up the water, eh, Chris? Yeah. Well, that's it. We're all fueled up, dieselled up and pumped out. And now we're getting underway, leaving Tattenhall for the last time. This will be the last time we'll be back here for a few months, or even years, I should imagine. We've had some good times in here. We've had some beautiful winters in here, but now Chris is retired. It's time to move on. New adventures, new era. So let's go and do it, shall we? That's the place you recognise, the fueling arm we've just left. That's it, there's the entrance, out onto the Shropshire Union, turn right, and we're gone. The boats get bigger these days. There we go, we're underway now. This is it, no turning back now. Got Chris with me for once, and she'll be with me every day now. Really looking forward to that, so good fun. In case you're wondering, Smudge isn't on the roof. He's down by my feet at the moment. He doesn't seem to want to come up just yet, but he will do. He'll be in his usual place before long.
Funny how the castle's in front of us now, and further up it's on the side of us. Come right over.
Well, we're back where we started from this morning. We left just before the bridge. That's Bridge 109, Bates Mill Bridge. And of course, those of you that follow us regularly will recognise this place. This is our second home, the Shady Oak. It's going to be a while now before we're back here, but if you're coming this way at all, by car or by boat, I highly recommend this place. Had some good times in the Shady Oak, I must admit. And Pete and Yvonne have always looked after us, especially when I was ill and they let me more on the jetty. So that was good of them. But it'll be a while before we see this place again. So if you're watching Pete and Yvonne, thank you very much for your hospitality over the years. We will see you again one day. When we arrived at our first lock, Walton Lock, we found a boat in the chamber with the gates open, although the left-hand gate was only partially open, obviously a blockage behind it. As I got closer, the prop wash from her engine, because she was in forward gear within the lock, was sweeping across the lock, and it forced Amy Jo to bounce off the gate. And as she bounced, she swung across the lock, and we just scuffed the back corner of the lady's boat. Although, as you can see from the video, she wasn't very happy with that. We did apologise profusely, and gladly no damage was done, and the paint mark will probably cut out, so no harm done there. First lock of the day, Walton Lock, and we've got some people in on a boat, so it looks like there's a boat waiting to come up as well, so Chris has got some help today. And we came through here last week with Ian, and you could see where they brought all the materials in for the breach, but they've obviously cleared all the roading that they put down, and the field is now returned back to normal. And now we're going a little bit slower because the boat is on tick over ahead of us. You get a better view of the breach. What's interesting though is how low that Armco is. If the levels rose too much on the canal, it wouldn't take much for that to flood over. But there you go. And that down there is the river, I believe it's the river, that took all the flood water when the breach collapsed. This last time because we were too busy looking at the breach, but here's where they actually loaded all the barges to bring the materials across, so they've cleared that a little bit just for the workboats. So when people moan that it's taking so long to get a breach repaired, just think of the work that went on this side of the canal to get the materials down to the breach. Now, we heard rumours that there were a survey done and there was 2 other possible breach points. Now, somebody said CNRT haven't done anything about those breach points at all, but clearly there's been work done here, so this must have been one of the possible breach sites, and there's 2 or 3 further up. Looks like it's only temporary for now, but at least it's a bit more secure. There's another one just coming up ahead of us. And there's little patches of this all the way along this stretch of the canal, so clearly there were some concerns about further breaches, and presumably these have been put in to try and bolster up the banks. Beautiful wooden boat. What a lovely boat, sir. Is that a tailor's boat by any chance?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Thought it was. Looks absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful bit of the countryside here. Just coming up to Iron Lock. Just through the bridge up ahead. And this is the metal one that you can only take one boat through. And you may recognise the boat that's coming up down our port starboard side or right hand side. It's Heidi Manning's boat, the pirate boat, or the Buxom Wench as the boat's called. She sells all sorts of pirate stuff, and the kids love it.
Rum wench.
The rum wench, there you are. So it looks like we've got a boat coming down in the lock. The boat in front of us will then go up and we'll just have to sit and wait our turn. Chris is going to go on. She's got a radio with her, I hope, so she can tell me what's going on. Just been informed by Chris that there's no boats coming down, so she's resetting the lock for me. I'm just going to motor on ahead and make room for the boat behind us. We'll move up and we'll just hover below the lock until the lock's empty. So I've been sheltering under the bridge because although you can't see it on the camera, there is a bit of rain. We're now in Iron Lock and we're filling quite nicely. So this is one of Telford's experiments that everybody talks about. The lock actually being made of iron, and the bow, although you can't see it very well, is at this end of the lock, and that's why they only recommend one boat in the lock. This whole section here is bowed into the lock, although as I say, you can't really tell but it is tight with 2 boats. So now we're in our 3rd lock of the day, Stone Lock, and true to form, the heavens have opened up. So we're all getting absolutely soaked as usual. But we're now working this lock on our own. There is a boat behind us, but they're quite a ways back, and there are boats waiting to come down. So we've decided that we'll come up rather than keep everybody waiting in the rain. Even poor old Smudge isn't very happy with this rain. He's trying to shelter under the lock boom now. So we're now cruising along in the pouring rain. It's something we said we would never do when Chris retired. But hey ho. I think I've said this before, but this is becoming more than just coincidence. Every time we moor up, the weather settles, the sun comes out, and it's glorious weather. As soon as I start the engine and slip the mooring lines, it pours with rain. Now, rain wasn't forecast today until tonight. Well, we've just come through Tilston Lock, and the rain is finally starting to ease. I didn't film the lock because it was absolutely throwing it down at the time. Poor old Chris has had to work the locks. He's had help, so that's been good. We've had to put Smudge down below for that lock because he's absolutely soaked through, bless him. Wasn't very happy, but still, there you go. But there is signs. It's brightening up a little bit, so you never know. We might see some dry spells.
Once we've moored up.
Once we've moored up, yeah. Well, we're just at Bunbury Wharf. And as you can see, some of the Anglo-Welsh hire fleet are in. Presumably because the weekend hire fleet has finished. Monday's a handover day, Friday to Monday. And it looks like the bottom chamber of the lock is empty. One of the gates is half open, so Chris is going forward now and she's going to be checking it out for us and see what the state of play is. The rain is still chucking it down. Probably can't see that on the camera very well, but it's that horrible drizzly rain. But it's not going to dampen our spirits, if you pardon the pun. We're on nolly days. Well, we're now in the bottom chamber of the 2 chambers of Bunbury locks. I apologise for losing the live feed, but it is a bit of a dead area internet-wise here. But we will soon get them back up again. Now, interesting on this chamber, I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Can you see the holes in the wall at the side? Well, because it's built up either side of the lock, that's where the bywash runs out of the chamber. When you overfill it, it's to stop it overfilling into the yard down below and into the cafe and workshops that we just passed on the way in. So this bywash runs out the side of this lock, and there's a little side pound just below this lock, and it comes out in there. And about the bywash coming out on the little side pound there, and there you can see it actually flowing through down below. So we're through Bunbury. We're now going to be lock free till we get to Barbridge, and then we're going to call it a day. we've come through Calverley and we're on the long straight now down towards Barbridge, and the rain has eased a little bit. It looks like they're actually starting to lay some towpath along here now. Not that we've had that much rain, but well, we've made it to Barbridge and we're moored outside the pub at the Barbridge Inn. But as you can see, the weather is absolutely foul. So that's it for today. No more cruising. We may even stay here tomorrow.